This Samsung S25 Ultra has actually been run over by a car, and we have been challenged with restoring it. I believe that only the front screen and obviously the back cover need to be replaced, but we might find that some of the things need changing along the way. I'm somewhat prepared for that, because the customer did say that he seems to be having problems hearing people, but he wasn't sure if it was just because he couldn't answer calls. But it is still making sounds and it's vibrating, so we will see what happens once we've got it open. To open it up, I've got it on the hot plate. I've had it there for the last few minutes, set to 85 degrees centigrade. And now I'm just going to remove this back cover using a razor blade and some isopropyl alcohol. The adhesive should have softened enough to make it pretty easy to get off now. So we're just going to pry open to make a gap with the blade. And then once that's in, we're just going to lift it off. Like I say, it has been on for however long it takes to make a cup of tea and answer emails. Once we've got one side,
hello, iDoctor.
I'm going to go along the bottom edge. Then I'm going to go along this right hand edge, and I'm not too worried because the screen's broken, the back's broken. We don't have to take too much care with that. But that's removed now. What I am going to do is get some protection on these cameras. So what I found works pretty well for these Samsungs is just using these little plastic things. These come with the camera repair kits. Usually the camera's got one of those on it, and it just keeps it protected whilst we're doing the work. Usually the sticky stuff sticks around. I keep saying I'm going to invent something to cover these up, but I never get around to it. Now, because we've got this back cover off, I'm just going to crack on with swapping the screen out. For the type of repair that we're doing on this one, it's going to be a full frame screen repair. There is an option where you can replace the OLED display on the front. However, the customer was conscious that it's been crushed and bent, so he said he wanted the full frame swapping on this one. We, of course, are happy to meet whatever our customers' needs are, and so we will do the full frame repair, which basically means, let me just show you the part. That's probably easier, rather than you having to use your imagination and guess what I'm on about. What I'm saying is that this is the full frame, so that means that it's the display, the OLED display on the front, and the frame attached to it, including the S Pen holder and a couple of other, like the buttons, they're attached. So it just makes it a bit easier. All we have to do is move everything from this one into this one, and yeah, makes life easier for me. Just one thing to be aware of on these that I know is that this yellow titanium color, pink titanium, this phone is technically the black version of the phone, and you have to use the same color as the pink or the green, and they all have that same color frame. So if you're buying a frame, just be aware of the colors, and that yellowy natural titanium that we know on iPhones is the same across a few different colorways. To take this apart, I'm going to use a electric screwdriver, and I'm going to start by just ripping out all these screws that are holding down the logic board at the top. And yeah, like I said at the start, he did mention the ear speaker, and I did buy a replacement one, but I'm going to be very, very surprised if there's any problems with that. Would be very surprised, but we will see. Now, I think that there's just a couple more screws holding down the camera over here. It's crazy on these. I always look at these and you can see how much sort of real estate, let's call it, how much real estate those cameras take up in this top third of the phone. Like all that area there, across here, that's like half the phone over here is camera. Lots of camera, but I still prefer the iPhone camera. I'm going to use some tweezers, and I'm going to start lifting up these areas here. Connector that needs disconnecting just there. Oh yeah, and then it comes up a bit easier. There's a bit of adhesive on there, it just comes up quite easily. Same on this edge here, lift it up, and then I'm just going to leave that attached at the bottom and fold that over like that, and then come back up here, disconnect the battery first. I will leave this one connected because we'll remove the motherboard all in one piece. Same with that one there, but I am going to disconnect that one and that one, and then that should allow us now. Let me see, the SIM tray's down the bottom on these, isn't it? So that means that we should be able to get ear speaker part out. There we go. That just pinged off into space, but it's there. Keep that safe for later. And then let's disconnect the front camera too. So that's just another little connector to unplug. Maybe at this point, yes, we can get underneath here, and then we can see that the board is now free. There is the front camera to take out, but other than that, that's ready to pull out. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave that in, because like I said, I'm going to leave these cables connected. So I'm going to just fold that back over, move down to this bottom area, and remove a few more of those Phillips screws that's holding this bottom speaker and subboard in place. Whilst I'm looking at it and thinking about it, I'm just going to get that S Pen out of there, and I'm going to put it in my parts tray. Whenever I'm working on these, like, there are all the screws from the top, that's a black one from the camera, and then all these bottom screws will go into there, and then anything what goes in that parts tray is going to end up back in the phone. That's why I put the S Pen in there. Notoriously, I will chuck these frames in the scrap box alongside the S Pen, and then you get a phone call off a customer, where's my S Pen? And I'll say, it's in my bin. Anyway, just working through this, it's a bit trickier to get this bit off. I'm going to fold this back over again and just have a look, see if we need to pry on a different area. They usually have a couple of arrows pointing to where to pry, and that was a suitable point. And that comes off like that, with that part attached to it, look. So I don't know why, I just take it off like that and leave it attached. The more things you leave attached what don't need disturbing, the less likely you are to break something. So that means that all I have to disconnect in this bottom area is that one. These we're going to leave connected, but we do need to remove 3 more screws. And when I remove these ones, I keep these ones separate, because I believe sometimes they're different sizes to the other screws that we removed around there. So I always keep them separate, because they're the first 3 screws that I'm going to put in anyway. Just make sure before you take that bottom board out, so bottom board, I mean that subboard, you need to pop this SIM tray out, get it out of there. This customer SIM still in there, and then put it in your parts tray. Keep it safe, you will remember it later. Now, a safe place to get under here is going to be this spot just there, and you're going to lift up this back end, and then you're going to slide it out from there, and then it's all attached, all looking good. That charge port's clean. It's always a good time to do a quick cleanliness sanity check, so just give it a brush while it's all exposed like that. It's much easier to clean it like that, because you don't have to go as deep. With all that removed, you can see that we can remove this all in one piece, just like that, with the subboard, all those cables attached. And like I say, the less that we disturb these cables, it is better. Put that to one side, and then all we've got to do now is remove this battery, which I believe you do by peeling on these little tab things. This might be the first time that I've removed one of these batteries, so forgive me if I do it wrong, but I'm going to peel off all of these bits where it's pointing to. Peel, peel, peel. And then one more bit here. Now I'm curious, because the battery adhesive that I've got for this one, which I remember to order, doesn't look like this one. So I'm gonna, okay, so you sort of pull those like that. I'm gonna guess pull those like that, and then is it gonna come out? Oh, no, did you see that? That was actually a really nice way of getting those batteries out. Very interesting. I'm gonna peel the rest of it off. Oh, maybe that battery adhesive does look like that actually, but it's just not got that bit on it. So I need to remember for next time to get one with the plastic on there. Right, I think apart from the front camera, which let me show you how I remove those. I get one of these number 17 X-Acto blades, and I'm gonna make like I'm gonna go straight down, look, like that, and it's cutting through the adhesive that's holding it down. It's like a resiny glue stuff, and I'm gonna do the same on this side. Just push down, cut it, and what you'll find is once it's cut through, you should be able to pry it a little bit. I used to use heat to do these. I think if you go back onto like S21 or S22 Ultra videos where I've done them in the past, I probably used a heat gun, but I found that this is a better way. There we go. And it just comes out a little something like that. Somebody's got the glue attached. It's not the end of the world. Put it in the parts tray, and I think that's everything removed. Just run your eye over it, make sure that there's nothing still down here. Make sure there's nothing still attached here. That flex cable there's for the volume buttons, and that one there's for the display. So with that being said, the next thing that we need to do is start repopulating our new display. So we've got that cable for there. It's got the volume buttons on. We might as well start with, at the beginning, with, you know what, I'm not going to start with that actually. Let's start with the battery. The battery is going to be a good place as any. And like I say, we've got this battery adhesive, but I didn't get it. I suppose I weren't expecting it. I didn't get one with the like sort of casing what it comes with. Anyway, let's get this bad boy stuck down there. Peel it off like that. And then we're going to drop it. Oh, we're not going to drop it just yet because there is some film to remove. And I reckon the next time this gets done, if it needs doing in the future, it's going to be a suction cup job on that one. But then I'll make a mental note to get some of those little battery adhesives in stock next time. For the next part, I think we'll drop the whole board in there. Before I do that, I am going to just remove the little bit of protective stuff from in that camera area, and then we'll drop the main board in first. So that's going to drop in here. Should be plenty of room for it. Plenty of room for all them cameras. Put that in there, plug the screen in. I don't know what that controls at the top there. It might be a S Pen digitizer, could be a touch digitizer, I'm not sure. Maybe the fingerprint sensor. Now we've just got that front camera that we're going to install. So it's best if not, just blow any dust out. And I'm going to actually blow out dust on this as well, because you never know. The last thing I want is to put this all back together to find a bit of dust looking through there. So let's prevent that from the start. Just that's fallen off. Now we're going to slot this in, and that's very easy. We just slide it in, charge port end first, slide it in. They usually click in a little bit and they sit flat like that. And then we've got those 3 screws that we're going to secure that down with. 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3 for all my non-French speaking followers. Not that I speak French either. So before we put that speaker on there, we just need to make sure that this guy's connected. It's a bit awkward, this connector. Make sure it's all plugged in. With those 3 secured down, we're going to get this bottom speaker and plastic cover and just push it down, make sure that it sits nice and flat. And there's another load of screws that hold it in place. I used to count how many screws and say, make sure that you get all 7 screws out, but we've moved on. We're a long time past that. If you want me to start counting screws again, you'll have to tell another channel to do it. It's not going to be me. Right, with that all secured down, I'm just going to press on it, make sure that it feels nice and flat and flush. And then I'm just going to peel this back because there's something else what belongs here first. And that's that ear speaker. A quick look at this, to me, says there's probably nothing wrong with it. I'm going to put it together and then I'm going to test it. So to put it back in, it's a case of dropping it down there, reconnecting it there, just plug it in. Plug that in there, fold this over here, and then reconnect the battery. That's connected, that's connected, that's connected, that's connected. I'm going to fold this over like that. We're going to plug this last one in just here. So with that folded over and plugged in, we've got a few screws to get in. I always start with any unusual screws. So the unusual screw here is that black one, and it went in this top left corner. The rest of these are all the same now. So I'm going to get all these screws fitted into place. Now, just going to carry on. Got disturbed slightly by a customer that I really needed to speak to, and I think we were just at the point where we're screwing down everything. I don't think I was talking about anything particularly important. I suppose at this point, if you want to use the part that we're using in this video, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. If it links to somewhere else and it doesn't make sense, just drop me an email and we can help it make sense or sort you out with the part. Now, I'm going to have a quick look at these cameras just under the microscope because I know that one was damaged. So now that I've removed those, I just want to, because that middle camera, there were a bit of, I don't know if it's going to be damaged, that. Hopefully it's not. But I reckon that's a conversation that we're going to have with the customer later, because there is a little bit of damage just on here. And it's took a whack, obviously. One hell of a whack. Anyway, I think the best thing to do is going to be to turn this on. So now we'll plug it in, and hopefully we get some picture. Oh yeah, it might not answer. So we've got picture, which is good and always promising. Let's see if it's got any charge in that battery. While it's charging or getting some power in it, I'll put the S Pen back. I'll put his SIM card back. Plug that back in here. It's all looking pretty good. Oh, there we go. We got the 0% icon. I was worried there they were going to give us a hard time, this. But we've got the Samsung logo. Come back in a second when it's turned on. So unfortunately, I have been unable to test these cameras. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to carry on with the repair. And then, I mean, I can deal with it later. It's not important. If it needs swapping out, it's fairly self-explanatory how to do that. If we need to take the ear speaker out, then we can do that quickly too. But what is important is that we get a nice new back cover on this one. It's another genuine Samsung part. This is the black colour, slightly different from jet black, just as a little side note. And then all we have to do with these, I think I've just made a video about this exact same coloured phone. Anyway, peel off any peels. Make sure that this is dust free, smear free, fingerprint free, and then just stick that back cover directly onto there like that. And it should fit on there, squeeze into place, and look pretty good. Peel off any last bits like that. Peel off this guy. Yeah, I'm happy with this repair. It's all sat nicely. I'm just hoping that we don't have to open it again, because that has sat down really, really nicely. That's how to restore the Samsung S25 Ultra with the front screen with frame and the back cover. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.